Our minds can be both a sanctuary and a prison, an inner world to explore imaginative horizons, but also a maze trapping us in endless thought loops. Seeking balance is key. Too often we become lost dwelling solely in mental realms, losing touch with physical reality and stillness within. Days go by in reverie and rumination, hyper-focused on inner workings. We overanalyze each interaction, catastrophize every risk, ruminate on regrets. Anxiety swirls as we wrestle imagined demons. Presence fades as we fixate on hypotheticals and abstraction. Of course, vibrant inner life is what makes humans unique. Art, creativity, invention, all flow from conscious thought and effort. Therein lies the paradox. Mind both fuels potential yet also distracts from present. Like any tool, thought can serve or enslave depending on our relationship to it. Are we masters using this instrument for purposeful expression, or slaves allowing each arising impulse to dictate our state? Calming mental tides reveals oceans of stillness below thought's surface. By gently unlinking from churning cognitions, we contact the peaceful depths within. In solace of the silence, inspiration arises unforced. With presence, we greet each moment anew rather than filtered through the fog of past and future. Reality dazzles when untinted by preconception. The choice is ours, to dwell in noise or quietude. Shall we shine light on this dilemma? When overthinking goes unchecked, inner turmoil can consume us. Lost in mental labyrinths, hours vanish pondering infinite permutations of the past and future. Each fresh thought branches into more tangents, triggering new rabbit holes to explore ad infinitum. Suddenly the day has slipped away, lost in analysis paralysis. We emerge exhausted from this inner marathon. In exhaustive loop after loop, the mind can turn against itself. Dwelling on past mistakes, we relive regret on repeat. Ruminating on uncertainty, vivid illusions of disaster unfold. Soon, imagined projections color perception itself. We overlay stories onto each interaction and event. Reality blurs, becoming indistinguishable from the mind's conjurings. The outside world feels distant, drowned out by incessant inner noise. Presence eludes us, escaping like a dream upon waking. We inhabit the virtual realm more vividly than the physical. And where is the off switch? Attempts to forcibly stop thinking inevitably backfire. Like quicksand, the harder we resist thought's gravity, the faster we sink into its clutches. We cannot think our way out. When thought usurps too much bandwidth, anxiety arises. With presence diminished, worst-case fantasies easily spiral out of control. Each what-if branches into more distorted possibilities. Overanalysis becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Convinced of impending catastrophe, we create mental filters to confirm each fear. Reasonable probabilities turn to perceived inevitabilities. Lost in the stories we overlay, we forget reality unfolds just fine without our mentation. But hypnotized by illusion, we stay trapped replaying phantoms in the mind. The mental rarely reflects the actual, but discernment falls prey first when presence erodes. Wisdom counsels learning to balance outer focus with inner stillness before the fire of awareness is smothered by thought's smoke. To understand overthinking's gravity, we must first comprehend thought's origins. Our nonstop mentation arises naturally from the brain's inherent structure and evolutionary purpose. The ceaseless sparks of cognition create an illusion of permanence, but each thought flashes briefly before fading back to the void. Fueled by trillions of neural connections, the mind generates a stream of transient impressions. Like a movie projector casting fleeting frames into fluid motion, thoughts form a continuous narrative. Beneath the story, silence patiently abides, but rarely do we peer behind the curtain of illusion. Our brains evolved primarily for physical survival. Thinking allows prediction, strategy, problem solving. The ability to mentally time travel strengthens chances of evading threats and seizing opportunities. But this time traveling reflex often overshoots into rumination. The mind compulsively reviews memories seeking relevance to now. We run mental simulations speculating on potential futures. While useful in moderation, dysfunction emerges when thought crowds out reality. Each moment narrows to reactivity toward whatever impressions arise next. We lose touch with the physical environment and body. Preoccupation also breeds forgetfulness of the now. Consumed with past regrets or future worries, presence fades from view. We overlook the blooming sensations and mysteries of the present. When imagination overrides direct perception, anxiety follows. Abstract thought spins worst-case scenarios far more dangerous than life itself. Fear feeds on mental narratives disconnected from the safety of now. Of course, emotions energize and perpetuate thought loops. Those charged with negative feeling tend to persist and deepen. We ruminate over upsets, compulsively re-examining each detail. But even constant thinking creates subtle stress when sustained. It distracts awareness from its grounding in the body, senses, and physical realm. In stillness, our natural equilibrium restores. By recognizing thoughts' origins and patterns, we dispel illusion. Stories become transparent, losing power to convince. Space appears between thoughts, opening potential to realign with reality. Regaining sovereignty from turbulent thought requires gentleness, not force. We cultivate equilibrium as a state of being, not a destination. Each moment offers opportunity to realign. A first step is making peace with the mind's tendency to think. Suppressing cognition creates tension. Allowing thoughts flow without grasping it fosters ease. Develop a witnessing relationship to mental chatter. Note stories arising without identifying with them. Label rumination for what it is, then return to the senses. Physical movement, sounds, breath. Thoughts lack inherent meaning. We empower them with belief and emotional investment. But they pass through awareness like clouds through sky. Anchor in stillness behind each passing cloud. When overthinking intensifies, redirect attention to body and breath. Deep rhythmic respiration soothes chaotic mental energy. Feel the belly rise and fall. Follow each inhalation with deeper exhalations. Or engage the senses. Savor tastes unfolding on the tongue. Listen for subtle ambient sounds. Feel textures, visualize colors, inhale scents. Thoughts fade as senses come alive. Creativity and playfulness banish endless toxic rumination. Dancing, singing, making art. Expressive joy grounds us in the moment. Lighten burdens through laughter. Dissolve stale perspectives through exploration. Daily mindfulness practice builds capacity for detachment and presence. Seated meditation develops awareness of thought as an impersonal process. We cease identifying with each passing impulse. Of course, sleep and balanced lifestyle protect clarity. Rest renews mental vigor and emotional equilibrium. Simple, healthy routines reinforce stability from which creative thinking flourishes. With tender perseverance, we unwind thought's knotted grip. Reality sparkles, freed from the tints of abstraction. Each moment's mysteries engage us fully. By befriending the mind, we discover the freedom of transcending it. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. Aristotle.